Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome in. We have two NBA playoff games tonight: Pacers, Cavs, Nuggets, Thunder. We also have a little NHL too: Stars and Jets. Just one NHL game tonight: Stars and Jets. Obviously, full Tuesday MLB slate, so quite a bit to talk about. We're gonna recap last night, obviously. I don't even know where to start with this all. First and foremost, if you followed along yesterday with the futures that I took, two of the three, it was Wolves over Pacers, Pacers over Wolves in the NBA Finals. So I will take last night as a win for that. But first and foremost, clearly I was wrong about the Celtics. Joe Mazzulla, I'm going to go in on Joe Mazzulla, and then Jason Tatum getting hurt at the end of the game. Super unfortunate. I mean, you don't ever want to see someone get hurt, and his looked bad, like pretty significant. And, I hope that's not the case, but again, we don't know what exactly happened yet. That hasn't come out, but if we get the bad news that Jason Tatum tore his Achilles, I have serious questions about the Celtics next year. Like, this may be a play. The Celtics might be a play-in team next year if Jason Tatum is out for the entire season. I think that those concerns are valid. In the short term, like, the Knicks are very likely to win the series. Like, I would give them a 95% chance, up 3-1 with no Jason Tatum, to win the series. It's almost a lock. But the Celtics this season have actually played decent without Jason Tatum on the floor. If you look at the games that Jason Tatum missed and Jaylen Brown also played, I think they only lost like one of them. I think they were like 6-1, 6-2, something like that. So they have the firepower right now to at least still be competitive in this. Like, you can see that they're favored in this home game, -4.5. So they at least have enough right now to get this to a game 6 and then see what happens. But when we're talking about next season, yeah, exactly, Guru. They don't have money next season. So what I would envision happening next season, assuming Tatum misses the whole season, I don't think they're going to have Drew Holiday on their team. I don't think they're going to have Kristaps Porzingis on their team. And I don't think they're going to have Al Horford on their team. I would be pretty surprised if Al Horford played another season, especially if, they're not going to be immediately competing for a championship with like a healthy Brown and Tatum. So that's three key rotational pieces done for the Celtics. I don't really think they can do much to add on to that, though. I mean, we're going to be talking about Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard. Like, that's going to be their team. So I don't know. The Celtics might be like a play-in team next year without Tatum. It's pretty crazy how quickly like that can happen. But we already knew that they were going to be losing like Porzingis and Drew going into next season too. So if you take Tatum out of the picture as well, it gets really, really thin for the Boston Celtics. So for right now, they can compete in the series still, and at least have a good chance to get it to 6 games and see what happens. Next year, I have legitimate concerns about if the Boston Celtics will be a play-in team if Jason Tatum misses the entire season, which is crazy. Credit to the Knicks, though. I mean, they have played great this series. I can't, fault them. They've played amazing. And if you look at the futures that we took yesterday, though, Wolves over Pacers, Pacers over Wolves, it is ideal, in my opinion, that the Pacers would not have to play the Celtics. Assuming the Pacers up 3-1 closeout and the Knicks up 3-1 closeout, I would take my chances with the Pacers over the Knicks as opposed to, having to go through a healthy Boston Celtics team. Like, I would rather play the Knicks. And the Pacers obviously beat the Knicks in a series last year. So they're capable of doing it. This is obviously a different Knicks team. Brunson's been amazing. They have Towns. So it is a different Knicks team, but it would be a great series. I would love, the Knicks being in the conference finals is just so fun because of like their fan base and stuff. Like it is fun. So I'm excited about that. Wolves up 3-1 as well. Thunder will probably be up 3-1 after tonight. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. But I told you guys I would probably be betting against the Thunder in the conference finals regardless of who they played. But I'll definitely take my chances with it if it's Minnesota. All right, moving on to tonight, though. I don't know if Donovan Mitchell is going to play or not. I have no idea. Vegas is clearly thinking the Cavs are going to have a big performance here at home. They're -7.5. I don't really have any faith in this Cavs team right now, to be honest with you. I thought that they were going to correct the ship once they got their guys back healthy. And that game on Sunday was embarrassing. So I just don't have any confidence in them. Can they win at home and get it to game 6? Certainly. They're -7.5 point favorites, but I'm not going to be betting on Cleveland. I just don't have any faith in them right now. I do like a bet, though. I took this on Sunday, and it was Tyrese Halliburton under 9.5 assists. He has since moved down to 8.5. I think you could take this under 8.5 again. The Cavs have done, and the big lead kind of helped this on Sunday, but the Cavs have done very well in like taking away Halliburton's ability to be a distributor. Even though the Cavs have gotten destroyed, like they got destroyed on Sunday, they've done a great job at like taking that away from Halliburton. He actually only, if you look at the last 2 to 3 games, I think he has like 10 total potential assists in those games. Like they have taken away a ton of passing avenues for him. And getting this at plus money, I think is good. Because I would have been on the 9.5 if it was super juiced. If you look at his game log, he in this series against the Cavs, he had 13 assists in game 1, and then it's been 4, 5, and 5. Like they made a huge adjustment after that first game, and they have taken away all those passing avenues. Like I said, in those 3 games since game 1, I think he has like 11 total potential assists. He had 13 actual assists in game 1. He has 11 potential assists in the 3 games since then. So I do like the under 8.5 assists for Tyrese Halliburton. I think you could see him in that 5-6 range again tonight. So that's my favorite play in this game. I don't really know what to do on the Cavs side of things because I don't know if Donovan Mitchell is going to play. I was expecting a big Evan Mobley game on Sunday, and everything just got out of hand. Like nobody from the Cavs had that good of a game. So if you want to go back to Evan Mobley points or something like that, I think you could, but I don't have any faith in Cleveland currently. Nuggets and Thunder. I like a couple plays here. I want to look. So we've talked about Aaron Gordon a few times on the streams in this series. If we look at rebound chances for this series, let me pull that up. He is second on the team behind Nikola Jokic at 15 rebound chances per game in this series. His stat lines for this series are very good. Game 1, 22 and 14. Game 2, 10 and 5. And then 22 and 8, 15 and 16. But he's had 2 huge rebound games, 14 and 16, and then an 8 mixed in there as well. So he's been very good rebounding the basketball. This did not work out with Julius Randle yesterday. We took his assist. He only finished with 3. He just didn't need to pass. He was scoring at will. So that kind of affected things. But Aaron Gordon, 7.5 rebound line. I think there's some value potentially on his maybe like a double-double, but I'm not going to take it. I was hoping that rebound line was at 6.5. It's not. So I'll probably pass there. I do like Shea for a double-double is interesting to me. I think his assists are very interesting. If we look at those numbers for him in this series, He's averaging 20 potential assists per game in this series against Denver. 20, like pretty crazy number. So I definitely think there's value, and that's why his double-double is only at plus 150. But I definitely think there's, I like him over 7.5. I like the double-double, and I like Lou Dort tonight. Obviously, we know role players play better at home. I've been waiting for Lou Dort to have a big shooting game this series, and it just really hasn't come. I mean, game 1 at home, he was 4 for 9 from 3, and he had 14 points. And then since then, so 4 for 9 in game 1, and since then 2 for 9, 0 for 4, 2 for 10. This is kind of the Malik Beasley theory. Lou Dort not as prolific of a three-point shooter as Malik Beasley, but it's the same exact process that we were using in that round 1 series of Pistons and the Knicks, where Malik Beasley was shooting terrible, and eventually he was going to have a good shooting game. If he's going to have a good shooting game, I would assume it's more likely to come at home versus in Denver. And, the one game this series that he did shoot well, it was at home where he shot 4 for 9. So I like Lou Dort's points. His points prop is at 8.5. So I'll probably take him just 10 plus points at plus 150, and then 15 plus at plus 560. And then I think we can look at his threes as well. His 3 line is 2.5. So I would probably, since I'm going to be betting the 10 and the 15, it would make sense to just go up. So I think 4 and 5 threes for Dort, plus 370 and plus 800. Those are kind of where I'm looking at. So I think we could see a big game, obviously assist-wise for SGA, and then Lou Dort knocking down some of those threes. Those correlate, and I like those are my favorite plays overall. I do like the Halliburton assist under 2, but I liked it better when his line was at 9.5 as opposed to 8.5. But still feel pretty good about that. Thunder should definitely win at home. I have no idea if the Cavs will win that game or not, so not really going out of my way to bet on the Cavs tonight. I do like Dallas Stars tonight, though. NHL at home. So I might do just like a square parlay, something with Dallas Stars money line tied in. We'll see on that one. If you guys have any questions on anything, go ahead and ask there. Looking at baseball for tonight, do we go back to I want to go back to fading Brian Bayo, but the Tigers just like exploded last night. I don't like betting on teams after they score like 20 runs. I don't understand. Like, this guy is just getting there on these ground balls. Still this season, 2.02 ERA, 5.53 expected. He doesn't get any strikeouts. His walk rate is essentially the same as his strikeout rate. He's just relying on this high ground ball rate. So, I mean, I guess just by default, we have to bet on the Tigers as underdogs, but I just don't like betting on teams that explode offensively. Like, they just went for a crazy amount of runs last night. So I don't like doing that, but by default, I'll probably bet on Detroit here. Looking at some of these other games, nothing else is like sticking out. This is a good game. Robbie Ray, Brandon Pfaadt, 7.5 total at night. Good little pitching matchup there. Sonny Gray, Jesus Luzardo, good pitching matchup there. Interested in, let's see here. I'm going to look at maybe some Baltimore props. We've been picking on Woods Richardson a little bit. Still giving up pretty high hard hit rate, 47%. I don't know if we have any history of him against the Orioles. It's probably very, very small if we do. But good fastball hitters on the Orioles would be where I was looking there. Do you think last night was a message to team? Oh my God, how did we not talk about that, Guru? Yeah, dude. If you don't think I am always anti conspiracy when it comes to sports. Like I just told you guys yesterday, I don't think sports are rigged whatsoever. I do think referees can influence games, but I don't think they're rigged. If you don't think the NBA draft lottery is rigged, I don't know what to say. Like there's never been something in life more rigged than the NBA draft lottery. Like you can just go back and look. LeBron leaves the Cavs, they get multiple number 1 picks in that span. Anthony Davis leaves the Pelicans, and they got Zion. Luka leaves the Mavs trade Luka and they get the number 1 pick. Actually, it happened in New Orleans multiple times because they lost Chris Paul and they got Anthony Davis, and then they lost Anthony Davis and got Zion. Like this has happened time and time again in the NBA draft lottery. There's just no possible way you could think that this isn't rigged. But good for Dallas getting Cooper Flagg. I'm excited to watch him. I think he's going to be really good in the NBA. So that's good. Good for them. I would still rather have Luka, I think, though, but definitely, it helps out them trading Luka. You just get rewarded with the number 1 pick. I don't understand. You can't convince me that that's not rigged, though. You just can't. And then it could be, I guess, Guru, but they changed the rules of the lottery to prevent tanking as it is. So, yeah, trade number 1 for Giannis. I don't think Dallas would do that. I think if a team in the top 3 was going to trade for Giannis, I think we could see San Antonio make a move for him because they could offer a very easy package of the number 2 overall pick and one of their younger players and just pair up Giannis with Fox and Wemby. I think they could easily do that. Give up number 2, a young player, Harrison Barnes, another first-round pick next year. Something concise little package there for Giannis would be pretty good because let's just say the Thunder don't get in the Giannis race and, let's say Houston doesn't. So take those two teams out of it. Then you're looking at Brooklyn, New York, San Antonio. That's the best package that they're going to receive. I already talked about it. I don't like the Knicks potential package. Brooklyn, I guess, could offer some picks, but you'd rather take that number 2 overall pick this year and then have that potential, a first-round pick next year, lottery pick next year as well, or even if it's not a lottery pick, you're getting a first next year on top of that too this year and still getting a young player. I don't know who they would give up. If it would be, I don't know which of those young guys they'd give up. I don't think they would trade Castle. But maybe they would. I have no idea. But I think San Antonio at 2, it would be more likely than number 1, Dallas, to trade for Giannis. Detroit is my favorite lean in baseball tonight, though. Definitely think you could look at Orioles props, good fastball hitters. I'm trying to see. Mike Soroka. So Mike Soroka looked really, really good. If you guys remember, former top prospect with the Braves, he looked really good in his rehab starts. I want to pull up his numbers. And then he came up and he was looking good rehab, and then he came up and he pitched last week sometime. Just that one start. It was last Wednesday against the Guardians. He threw 5 innings. He gave up 4 runs, but had 8 strikeouts. And the underlying numbers from that start, honestly, looked pretty good to me. 7.20 ERA, 3.26 expected. The strikeout stuff was obviously working. His slider was pretty good. So I don't really know if I want to bet on the Nationals, but I'm at least a little bit interested. And it's kind of Funny, Soroka going against his former team, obviously the Braves. I'm a little bit interested there. Maybe we could take like the first 5 under. First 5 under 4.5 would be interesting to me. Orioles props. I mean, that about does it, I think. At least off the top. I'll look at baseball more later, and we might add some stuff on later on. But yeah, quicker stream today. We'll be live tomorrow. We're going to have a long stream tomorrow, so we'll go through all the playoff stuff. Steve is going to join around 11:30 like he normally does, and then we're going to talk NHL playoffs, and we have a new tool at Sportwise that we want to show off to you guys. Something pretty interesting. This is in testing. It just went live for us to test it yesterday, so this is not available to the public yet, but it's a pretty interesting tool that I think is going to hold a lot of value, especially when it comes to football season. So we're going to show off that a little bit on the stream tomorrow, I think, and kind of just get your guys' thoughts on it. So make sure you're tuned in tomorrow, 11 a.m. We will talk playoffs, NHL playoffs, and then we're going to show off this new Sportwise tool that we have been working on. Overall, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.